update that description on Twitch too, if you can. Oh, and can we still can't find the fucking sheet with like passwords and stuff. I will make that for you tomorrow, I promise. Like, and I know I made it, so I brought Griffin on, I sent him over like a whole packet, like the whole thing disappeared. Okay, bear with everyone. Thomas, every time it keeps saying it's trying to update it. hello, everyone. We are back. We are back. Before I let everyone introduce themselves, we are the Story Told RPG podcast. This is our second AP, the Serenity Files. This is a little bit more low key, once a month. Well, ideally once a month. It's not quite happened yet, but we'll get there. We will get there. AP of City of Mist, which we're calling the Serenity Files, which is riffing, pun intended, off of Sailor Moon a little bit. Let's see, we are proud members of the D20 Radio Network and partnered with Fool's Moon Entertainment. You can find information for them across our socials. We are also affiliated and partnered with Fanroll Dice by Metallic Dice Games. Enter the code STORYTOLD10 into your order to receive 10% off. As you'll see up above, we are missing a player tonight. Steven is out. He is a friend from out of the country in town, so he is enjoying a wonderful evening with theater and dinner and drinks. And that's very exciting. We are happy that he is doing that. But ooh, I'm getting a weird echo. That's weird.
You might just
Why
be
don't
in
we have everyone Oh, why don't we have everyone introduce themselves? We're going to start, if I'm looking at the screen from the left going to the right, starting with Mina, then Marcel, then Ripple, and obviously not Steven. In the atmosphere too, we have one of my other co-hosts for the podcast, Kim, who is our goddess in the moon, more or less, and making sure that we keep this stuff rolling. And Kim, I'll have you introduce yourself last. So let's go ahead and start with you, Joey, with playing Mina, and kind of tell everyone who you're playing, who you are, and as much as you want. You can go into as much detail as you need.
Hi, I'm Joey. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Mina Kim. Her pronouns are she, her. Mina is the Rift of Sailor V, question mark. Um, I'm a bit of lifelong tabletop gamer. Probably been playing games more years of my life than not. Um, Aspiring writer and just overall wacky person. Happy to be here.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, that's sorry. Um, I'm at sorry. I'm Thomas, and I'm playing Marcel Cross. Or well, sorry, okay, sorry, I'm really nervous. Okay. Um, Thomas, my pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Marcel. Cross pronouns he, him. I am brand new to this and very easily anxious. So just trying to, some technical difficulties got me a little started here, but yeah, uh, I'm not sure what. Sorry, I'm flailing.
Fine.
I'm gonna pass it. So
Okay, all good.
Okay.
All good. Take us away, Dave. Oh, Dave, I can't hear you now.
Oh, because I am very poor with using the mute on my microphone. So my name is Dave. Pronouns he, him. I play Ormi Singh, also known as Ripple, who embodies Sailor Mercury. Her pronouns are she, her. So looking forward to enjoying another meeting of this group here.
Wonderful. And I am mistaken, Kim cannot access the audio, listeners and viewers, because she's our goddess in the moon and she's above that. If you have any questions for her, though, she is available in the Twitch chat room. So we've had a little bit of a break, and that's because, lives get in the way and scheduling is busy, but we're back for episode 2. But we should probably do a little recap of episode 1. I'm going to give the big broad brushstrokes, then I'll let anyone who wants add a few more little details into it. So basically, we came into the city, and all of our heroes, as they are, witnessed a girl getting interrogated in the street by some men in suits coming out of a big white van. They end up taking her, right? They did take her. Yes, they took her. No, they didn't take her. Strike that. They didn't take her, and you got a chance to interact with her for a very little bit at the end of the session, only to flash forward a few weeks and she is now dead, and her roommate is wanting you to investigate it. if I'm remembering correctly, right? Joey, you look perplexed. Am I
No, no, no.
misremembering something?
No. That you described it as I remember it.
Okay,
I
perfect.
apologize. I just have like perma furrowed brow.
That's okay. I tend to have resting bitch face, so that's that's my cross to bear. Does anyone have any more details to add? I know that was a very, very quick, broad brushstroke as to what happened. And it has been a while. If there's any particular things you want to reach out and mention, now is your time to do that. Nothing?
I'm good.
Nothing? Good. Okay. Well, the last session ended with this girl's roommate explaining to you that she was now dead. Not the girl, the roommate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and wanting you all to investigate. We are at Mina's karaoke club. Mina, what was the name of that again?
The Aphrodite Lounge.
The Aphrodite Lounge. So we're going to pick up a couple days later after the events at the Aphrodite Lounge, and the three of you are sitting around in the middle of the afternoon. Scooter is busy catering day, has to get 19 dozen cookies made
Oh goodness.
and decorated. So she is completely unavailable. But the three of you find yourself sitting in a booth in the afternoon discussing the events that have transpired. And I leave the scene open to you.
All right. So, leads. Anything? I'll take that as a no. Okay. So, Ripple, you're my go-to girl for the dark web here. Anything you can think of we can look into?
Well, Ormy's just got her little laptop open, sitting cross-legged on the booth there. Just at this point, she's just kind of looking, just tapping through the keys. She seems a little bit at a loss for what to say at this point. She just shakes her head a little bit, goes, I don't quite know where to start yet. So let's see.
Right.
Let me see. 1 second. I thought I had something open. Serenity files.
That's the best thing. So
Let's see. So you have your laptop open, Ormy.
yep,
Um,
you can start going through. I mean, you want to start throwing dice around.
why don't you would you like to investigate or look beyond the mist?
Let's go with investigate first, and then so you got to kind of walk me through the system just briefly, or a little refresher, but
Right.
probably
Okay,
just
so to investigate, you seek answers to burning questions. You roll plus power. On a hit, you get clues equal to your power. So remember, you go through your sheet and you look at your tags and say what tags you think might apply to this.
okay.
Uh,
Let's see. We've got the where's our characters here? So we've got the hacktivist and snooping around, and then I guess we could play with computers there. Those two tags might good well.
right. Okay, we should revisit that and make one of
Okay.
those a little different. 'Cause those are too similar, I think. But let's give you that a +3 for hacking computers and snooping around. So you're gonna roll 2d6 +3.
All right. So I got total 8.
Okay. So your power. What did you roll on the dice exactly? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, you got a +3, so you get 3 clues.
Mhm.
That's your power. And then you can also choose one. Your investigation exposes you to danger. The clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, or part true, part false. And or whoever or whatever you are asking the questions can ask one question as well. Your answer on the same terms. I don't think the third would necessarily apply. One of the first two is your choice to pick.
We'll do the exposing the danger.
Okay. So you have 3 clues. Let's see. Clues do I want to give you? Um, let's do it this way. Ask me 3 questions.
So, so we had the dead body. Do we know exactly the cause of death?
Yeah, she was found as drowned.
Okay. I guess at this point, like maybe the best thing to do is if you want, maybe she hacks into the medical examiner's computer, so we could kind of throw the 3 clues that way. So
Okay.
it was drowning.
hmm
Okay. So time with that. Do we know time of death or estimated? You know.
Yeah. So according to the coroner's report, it was about a week ago, which would have been days after you rescued her from whatever was going on. And it would have happened after midnight.
Okay. All right. And then so days after, so a week. Hold on. Let's try to make a note of it. Sorry.
You're
A
all good.
week ago.
hmm
All right. And then any other wounds or any injuries? I guess keep it PG.
Right. There was an odd puncture wound in her neck, like from a needle.
Okay.
But the toxology, and I'll give you this in the toxology report, isn't showing up anything strange with that.
Okay. So Ormy's going to kind of just all of a sudden just stop tapping on her keyboard and just kind of stare at the screen for a little bit. You know, move her hand across the actual screen itself, the touch screen action. She's gonna just simply start muttering. Looks like this was a drowning.
Hmm.
Just a few days after we saw her is what they're estimating when she died. Um, Talk screen was good. Nothing there. Well, it does have a picture here though of her neck. It just kind of flips the screen around so they can see the image of the puncture wound to it.
You been drugged?
The toxicology report doesn't show anything, but I don't think they catch everything. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I don't think they're perfect. So who
Hmm.
knows? Just kind of flips it over.
Uh, sorry.
Hmm.
So so we know. Sorry, that's a question. So we know she drowned, but do we know like where she was found, or just that she drowned?
Sure, I'll give you that one. That would have been in the report. It was in the East River, more or less, basically like 3 or 4 neighborhoods away from here.
Okay. Um. So, um, I guess Marcel is asking Mina, um, do you have any regulars at the club who hang around over there? Maybe?
That's a good question. Do I have regulars that hang around over there? I'm sure I do.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
I can make. I could certainly. I can certainly put some feelers out, make some calls. Not sure if that's a move just yet, but
I don't think it is
Yeah.
quite just yet.
okay, makes sense. Okay. Anything on your beat? Was there any like similar MOs?
Um, um,
So Thomas, that's something that you would
Yeah.
have to investigate or check. It's not. I
Okay.
mean, so that's something that you can do if you want, or we can come back to it later.
I guess we can do that.
Okay.
So I would. Let me pull up. Um, so I'm pulling. So sorry. I guess I would need to see which of the
Right. Okay, so
which
we're going to be doing an investigate roll,
Yeah.
first of all. So it's going to be your 2d6, and then we just need to look at your tags and see what applies. We're going to kind of like fiddle with how investigate works here a little bit, because instead of giving you clues, we're going to give you um, assets, more or less, to go down. I think to kind of walk you through this a little bit, uh, your familiar could be interesting. Bestowing wisdom could be a way in which you can access, oh my goodness, excuse me, some information. Um, you're also really trained in forensics, so you could theoretically glean more information than Ripple could by
Yeah.
looking at that medical report as well. So why don't we go with those two? And then so roll 2d6 and then add 2 to it. And if you get a hit or you succeed, you will get 2 clues, and I'll let you ask 2 questions about the investigation that can help you.
Okay. Let's see. So I got 6.
Plus
So
2.
so okay.
Okay, so you get 2 questions for me, but you also have to choose one of these. Where is page 192? Do, 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 do. So your investigation exposes you to danger. Um, the clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, or part true or part false. Or whoever you're asking the questions can ask you one question as well. You answer on the same terms. And this one applies more than what happened with Ripple, because you're accessing your familiars. So all of a sudden, this crow is sitting on your shoulder inexplicably while you're like looking at this file and like whispering into your ear. So you can choose one of those 3 options, but you get to ask 2 questions.
Okay. I guess the third one. That's
Okay.
is
Wow.
that
So ask your 2 questions, and then the crow will ask you a question in return.
okay? Um. So do I know how when she died? Um, and I'm trying to figure out if there's like the MO matches with. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Um, so the um uh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
The um uh I um sorry, I'm blanking here.
Well, you
The
you wanted to find out if there was like a repeat pattern, right?
right,
Like if this had matched any other
like
MOs. So that's a built-in question right there. Have there been any other cases of drowning victims with puncture victims, for instance?
okay, okay,
So the
oh,
answer to
yeah,
that one is yes, there's been a string of these for the past 8 months. They haven't, but the weird thing about it is they haven't all been drowning victims, but there has been weird puncture marks on these 8 victims, one a month for the past 8 months.
okay. And I guess okay. Do we know if they have like is there so sorry. So we know that they aren't we know that they didn't all die the same, but um they all have puncture wounds. Do we know if there's like um like I guess what else they have, like maybe if they have anything
In
else
common,
in common?
right? That's a great question. The crow hops off your shoulder and onto the table and like taps their beak with their Una, stop barking. Well, taps with their beak the screen of Ormy's laptop, not cracking it, but like probably sending a slight heart attack. Because who Ormy is this vile bird is violating their technology. And then it looks at you, and its eyes betray exactly how intelligent it is, and says out loud on the table, thankfully, the Aphrodite Lounge is closed. They were all women under 25. They all attended the same university, but past that, no link that
Okay.
anyone else can find.
Okay.
But Marcel, I have a question for you. When you find who is responsible, how hot will your how hot will your fires burn?
Um um oh, I I guess so I mean, I guess that's like kind of like a figurative figure that's not the word I'm looking for. Like a it's like not a literal question, but
Or is it? That's up for you. This is a question truly for you to decide. It's kind of for you to interpret what this crow is saying to you and how you want to play into it.
I guess it's like I don't know. To me, it wouldn't be like a literal question. It would be like like I feel like the crow is kind of picking at me, not.
A little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely interpret it that way.
Mm,
Like it's trying to, like you're, like maybe it's trying to push you towards something or to discover something about yourself.
right, right. So I guess I just get kind of as Marcel gets like irritated and like brushes the crow away.
The crow, when that happens, cackles and flies off to a deeper part of the Aphrodite Lounge, leaving the three of you sitting there.
Um, sorry, just I do have one last quick
Yeah,
question.
yeah, absolutely.
Do we know like do we know who tried to take her? Like I forget if we knew that or not.
Oh, did y'all discover that? I can't remember.
I thought we at least heard the words Dark Moon Collective, but I could be mistaken on that.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you did. You did hear that. So that's a good, at least, initial lead in regards to that.
Okay. Okay.
So the crow has flown off, laughing, not in a mean way, but in more of like a, haha, you're doing what I want way. Um, and I don't know if y'all have ever seen the crow talk before.
That was a little disturbing.
Army is like cleaning her laptop right now and is just seeming very flustered. It's like, are you telling me there's a serial killer in this whole city and nobody said anything to me?
I mean, you probably could have Googled it, but
Wow, I think you just got red, like
Wow.
hard.
Oh,
um
well, now I am.
Ormy, when you Google serial killer in the city, the major newspapers and news sites haven't picked it up, but like the smaller like the smaller rags are definitely talking about, like, is this another Summer of Sam? Like in headlines very, very similar to that. They do have the number of victims wrong though. They're only at 5.
It's gonna be a rabbit hole for her to jump down.
Definitely is. But
Uh,
you picked real quick. One second, I'll let you go in just a second, Mina. When you did your investigation, you exposed yourself to danger, right? That
Yep.
happened.
Yep.
You get a message that says LRDOM00N. Are you ready for the consequences, Ripple? Is what the message comes in. That comes in and says.
Uh, so he just kind of furrows her brow a little bit and just types "bring it on," and then just kind of like gestures for all of them to like she points at the little message on her screen.
The message disappears the second they come over to it.
Oh, I think we're causing trouble.
trouble for who is the question, though. I'm all for causing trouble if they actually deserve it.
um it's at that point that Lulu walks up to the table with, like, coffees and some like pastries. Well, don't you three look chummy today? Setting your coffee orders down with some baked goods that strangely look like they're from Scooter's shop.
Well, of course, we're the
and
best of
fresh.
friends.
So, what are you doing? Ooh, what's that? And she like leans over to look at the computer screen with like this strange autopsy report pulled up on it. A little light reading, I see.
You did remember to get me oat milk, right?
Sure. Yeah, oat milk. 100%. This is oat milk. It's most definitely not oat milk.
Mhm.
It is heavy cream.
Oh,
At least it's not skim milk. Um,
Wow. I just got red. Inappropriate. Um,
and I guess I kind of step in and say it's, everyone likes true crime in response
true
to
crime. Yeah.
the noticing the autopsy.
Are y'all gonna like start a podcast or something?
or something.
Cool. Well, when you include me on it, and you simply must, because I'm the one that keeps all three of you kind of fed, just be sure to make me. Well, I don't know, just make me something cool. But don't use my real name.
You want to be cool in a true crime podcast. That has two very unfortunate possible implications right there.
And those would be what?
Well, that you're a victim or a perpetrator.
I am never a victim, thank you.
Hmm.
Well, usually. Never mind. Regardless, is there anything I can get for you? I'm about to clock out. I'm not working tonight.
Where did we establish that the body was found?
In the East River. This newest body.
Gotcha. Uh, Lulu, you don't know any regulars that hang out by the East River at night, do you?
Well, I think that girl that was here like a few nights ago or whatever, or a week ago or whenever, that girl, she's at a roommate. Oh, that is that her? Is it her roommate that died? I think she took a cab that direction.
Thanks.
Do you want me to like get the card? I think her address was on there.
Yeah, might as well, might as well.
Okay. Well, Artie will be in later. You're gonna have like maybe half an hour where no one's here. I'm sure everything will be fine. I'll
I'm
be right
perfectly
back. And she
capable of
like,
holding down the fort.
sure. Okay. And she wanders off into the back office and returns later with a business card that has the name Renee on it with a phone number and an address. Heading, it's not quite at the East River, but it's headed that general direction.
Gotcha.
Mina, this does not taste like oat milk.
No, it is most decidedly not oat milk. Unless she drinks it anyway.
So, what do you want to do?
I still feel like we don't exactly have like a solid like actionable lead just yet, which is making me nervous. What do we know? Like, what's publicly known about the Dark Moon Collective?
What's publicly known about them is they're a company that's or a corporation that's come into the city that's been buying up property, um, in efforts to galvanize and establish progress. um, Read into that gentrification, bringing in high-end retail, essentially just taking away the charm of like the actual city and putting a very beautiful commercial veneer upon it. But they've been buying up property all over the city. for about the past year.
Didn't we chase down a lead about them doing some kind of cosmetic clinic?
We
Uh-huh,
did.
we
We
did.
did.
I believe you spoke to some rather interesting nurse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But all we knew is that the procedure's sketchy.
I think our victim, wasn't she part of the research team?
She was. And she had information they didn't want to get out. I mean, it seems pretty obvious at this point. They're involved in some capacity, just we don't know where to start looking for the actual evidence.
Well, aren't there like warehouses along the river?
We could check it out.
Okay.
Sounds like a job for a detective if she just stares at Marcelo from the computer screen.
Maybe with backup.
Don't look
I
at
guess
me.
I can roll with an entourage for a while.
Okay. So we have a couple things we can do now. We can go and talk to Renee some more at her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
We can go down to the East River and investigate some of the warehouses and see if there's anything over there that might lead to more information. Or you could dive into looking at more of the Darkmoon Collective and what they're up to. Those are three separate avenues to do. Which do you want to do first, or only, or those are your options. What would you like to do?
I guess we've already spoken to Renee, so maybe one of the others.
Yeah, we might want to talk to Renee again, but I think it might be a better get once we have like more information that might, help put the pieces of the puzzle together. So maybe we check out the warehouses first.
I would say that's probably more time sensitive.
Mm,
No.
okay.
Okay.
That's what that show 48 said anyway.
Okay, so let's
Is there like a um sorry, I guess like is there like a roll or something we do to like see if we
to
get
go
to the
there.
right
No.
warehouse?
No. Once we get to the warehouse district, we'll start doing some different roles then. Um, and then we'll see where that leads. It is about 8:54 though. Before we dive too deep into that, Dave, you needed to go right around 9. Should we take a break here, or do you want to go on for another 5-6 minutes and then break?
Whatever's
This just
convenient
seems
for
like
you.
a good. Why don't we do the break here? It seems a little bit better of a transitional area. When we get back, we'll start right off in the warehouse district. Do you need like 10-15?
Probably.
Dave?
My son just informed me of the time, so I'm guessing he wants to go to bed. So
Okay, so why don't we come back at 9:10?
Okay.
okay,
Can do.
all right.
Perfect. See you then.
Yeah.
Woo, we're back. Hello. Hi
Hello.
everyone. Welcome back. Okay, so where we last left off is our group of investigators has decided to go to Squidtown, aka the Warehouse District. You arrive, and it is middle of the afternoon at this point. A really odd time to be down here. Usually in the ads, it's nighttime and foggy and a little less than fresh, and that smell perpetuates itself. Squidtown being known for a lot of seafood storage that comes through that comes to the city, especially the famous calamari that the city is known for. Um, and in the light of day, that smell is even more pungent. Um, but you do notice that it's not quite as strong as it used to be. And in fact, you're noticing that there's been a lot of construction and renovation going on here. And on the side of many of the warehouses and in Squid Town, you see the logo for the Dark Moon Collective now gracing many of the buildings.
Hmm.
And
Huh.
within them, the lights are off, doors are padlocked, and the general hubbub and activity of Squid Town during the day, where fish markets are sending their wares for cold storage to be distributed amongst the city and other environs, it has almost become a ghost town.
Well, that's reassuring.
What do you do?
Marcel stamps out a cigarette and looks over at the logos on the side of the building closest and says, I guess they're turning this into some lofts too.
Or just a front for whatever it is they're actually up to. I'm gonna sort of like see if I can just sort of like snoop around a little bit, see if there's like maybe like an open window that might be jumped into or something like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so let's change the game here a little bit. That's 182. Okay, so you're gonna roll plus power, and on a hit, you get juice equal to power, and you spend your juice on the following effects 1 to 1. You can create a story tag, burn a power tag or a story tag, give a
Okay.
reduce a stat, or give a reduce a status. But
Okay.
I think this is right what you want to do. Change the environment. Well, no, maybe not.
Well, it might be sneak around.
Oh, yeah, that's probably better.
That's
Yeah, let's do
I mean,
sneak around.
okay. Okay, so let's figure out what. Let me just look at my tags real quick. Would perhaps masked true identity help?
Yeah.
And this might be reaching. Beautiful mystery.
Ah. Hmm. It's a little odd, but I'm gonna allow it. But you
Okay.
have to describe what it looks like if you succeed when this happens.
Okay. Cool. With 2 power, that becomes a 10.
Okay. Let's see. When you use your ability to act secretly or deceptively, roll plus power on a hit, everyone that should fall for it falls for it. On a 7 to 9, it's complicated. The MC chooses one. So yeah, you do it. So just explain what happens.
Okay, yeah, I think she's like skulking around, like a sort of red, almost like a domino mask, like appears across Mina's face, and like her like body position changes. In that moment, she's like giving up Mina Kim, the person she knows herself as, and becoming a little bit and going full on into the behind the mask, as it were. And as she does this, she spots an open window and sort of like impossibly like anime leaps up through it, like sort of like, and then sort of like tucking yourself through, and then just sort of like landing gracefully on her feet in heels.
As one does,
Yes.
because Mina's watched the new Jurassic Park movies one too many times.
Yeah. Or she's fucking Sailor V, or she's just fucking Sailor V when she has that mask on.
I'm just sassing you. Um, so yeah,
I know.
you do that, and Marcel and Ormy, you like are standing there, just kind of like, and you see Mina shift, and all of a sudden it's her, but it's not her. Um, and then she kind of like fades out of your mind a little bit. Like you still know she's there because like you're with her and you were watching her, but you notice that like the few people that work in Squid Town just completely are oblivious to her doing these acrobatics and heels up this like building, and it's a little disconcerting. But no one's really paying attention to you as you're just kind of standing there, and that's not altogether uncommon. But no one's noticing her as Mina lands and looks into the dark window into the Dark Moon Collective warehouse. And when you look into it, it's definitely not fish. There are crates upon crates stacked in about half the warehouse, and there is a single desk with a lamp that is somehow lit, sitting alone in the other half.
I'm going to walk towards the desk, see if there's any kind of like papers or documents or even or like electronics.
So you're like opening the window and going into the warehouse
Oh
itself.
yeah, that was my intention to begin with.
Got it. Okay, just making sure I understood you. Cool. In that case, roll me. Don't roll me anything yet. You get to the desk, and there's a few file folders that are closed. There are names on it. One of which is Susan Smythe, our last victim.
Okay.
One has Renee R.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna grab both. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
And below that, there's one that says Samantha R.
Samantha R. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna open Susan Smythe. Sorry.
It basically, yeah. So when you open it, has a headshot of Susan, who you recognize. It has a very extensive CV, not only in chemistry, but also in what's the word I'm looking for? Genetics, but also in weirdly like cosmetics and practical application of. She worked for a lot of beauty companies, basically, but she's like
Okay.
was this insane scientist that worked for beauty companies.
Okay.
Um, and on the last page, a lot of it's been redacted,
Of course.
but there's a red stamp at the bottom that says, oh my god, I'm blanking on words. I've lost the ability to communicate. It just says terminated.
Okay.
Ironic considering she's dead.
Yeah. Right. Well. Ironic or expected. Hey. Okay. What about what about Renee's? What does it say having a Renee?
Also a scientist, focusing primarily just on chemistry and biology. Standard CV. Last page, red stamp, not hired. And you're getting the general vibe that these are like employee records or
Yeah.
HR records.
Yeah. Like okay. So this is okay. And the last one. And what was the name of the last one?
Samantha R.
Samantha R. Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna quickly breeze through that, see if there's anything that might be relevant.
You find it odd that like the last names for both of these aren't, or for Renee and Samantha aren't listed, but you can tell that there's a family resemblance. Samantha looks so much older, and she was the head of developmental genetic research.
Oh, like for
Mo-
Darkmoon Collective.
Right. Most of
Shit.
her information is redacted.
Okay. Head of genetic research. Okay.
She also has a terminated
Oh.
stamp on the last page.
Okay. And I'm sorry, say the first name of that one more time.
Samantha.
Samantha. Okay. Susan Renee Samantha. Got it. Okay. Anything else of import in the warehouse?
Roll me investigate.
Okay, let's figure out if I have anything useful. I don't know if I have any useful tags here, but I'll look through just to see. I don't suppose would masked true identity help here at all?
No, not really.
Okay, what about revealing true forms?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I guess she's popping up with her compact, and like a light comes out, and she's using it almost like a search beacon. So this is one power. 8.
Okay, so you get to ask one question, but I'm also going to reveal something to you. When this compact
Mm-hmm.
flashes across the photo of Samantha,
Mm-hmm.
in the reflection on her brow is a crescent moon. But when the compact moves and you go back to it, it's not revealing that anymore. But I'll let you ask a question as well.
Okay. I just want to see what kind of think of what. Okay. Trying to think of what relevant questions might be here. Is there anything here that indicates what the Darkmoon Collective is planning?
On the desk, no. You get the very distinct impression that things in these very nailed shut crates would probably lead you to more information.
Gotcha. Okay. They're nailed shut.
I will give you though that some of them do have in those like clear plastic packets that are stuck to shipping crates manifest
Oh, a packing
labels.
slip. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take a look with I'm gonna take a look at one of the packing slips. See if that has anything on it.
We'll get back to that in just a
Okay.
moment.
Cool.
Outside, we have Ormy and Marcel just going, where the fuck did she go? What do you do?
I guess Marcel starts walking around the building to see if there's another entry point and finds a like a fire escape, but without a ladder attached.
And what's Ormy doing? Because I want to get back to that in just a second, Thomas. Dave, can you hear me?
Oh,
Hello.
hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hold on.
What is? You're all good.
I was like, wow, it got quiet real quick.
So Marcel has gone to the other side of the warehouse that Mina entered and found a fire escape without a ladder. Did Ormy follow him, or is Ormy going to do something else?
Ormy's definitely following him. She's not hanging out by herself. She's gonna keep eating her donuts and follow.
So as you two find this fire escape on the side that doesn't have a ladder, which is very much against the fire code, you notice at the other end of the street a man approaching that looks very familiar. He hasn't noticed you yet, though. That man would be Mr. Demira, who you saw a week ago, trying to get Susan into his van. He seems to be texting, or he's doing something on his phone.
I guess I point out that he's walking that direction, um, and move behind some crates that are on the other side of the alley.
Sure. Let's do we're gonna do a sneak around because we're gonna try to hide. Um for me, let's do your roll first.
Alright.
And what tags do you think might apply to this?
I mean, we do have the subversion area over here with fog and easily forgotten. I don't know if he
Cool.
would be considered a sleeper. I'm not. It said stronger against sleepers.
Uh he would not. So fog and easily forgotten could apply, and that'd be cool because you could summon a fog, which would be
Yep.
neat.
Alright.
So why don't we roll? Yeah, why don't we roll with a +2 for sneak around to try and hide?
So it's a +2.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 10.
Perfect. So describe what happens, and then we're going to go to Marcel, and that fog is actually going to help you too, Marcel. So
Um,
describe what happens um, for this.
okay, so sorry. So she kind of looks up and sees gentleman approaching. Marcel kind of going off. She just kind of stands there for a moment and just starts. Kind of looks like she's tapping something on her cell phone, and then just slowly a fog starts to kind of come, almost kind of sweeping from the waterfront, and she just slowly starts to back away from kind of the immediate field of view, but she's not actively trying to hide. It's just more like she just kind of slips into like where the fog rolls up.
Perfect. Super slick. I love it. Okay. So, with your roll for hide, Marcel, because of that fog, it's a situational bonus. It's going to give you an automatic +1 to your roll. But let's look at what tags might apply here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And look through those, and if you have any questions, yeah, just let me know.
I guess I'm not sure if there's a tag that really would
Okay,
fit.
let's
So
let's see here.
I guess
I
what sorry.
No, no, you're fine.
I guess I'm not like 100% sure though, like what I'm rolling for, I
Okay,
guess, a little bit.
to hide from him noticing you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Ormy summoned a fog, so you're getting a +1 to your roll regardless, because that fog is going to help you hide.
Okay.
Because it's going to be it will obscure some. But do you think any of your tags apply to helping you hide in a situation where it would warrant it?
I guess not not really because it's during the daytime. Like I don't think there's one that really fits.
Okay. 1 second. Why don't we? This could be considered a little bit of a stretch. But why don't we add extreme loner to that role? You're used to being on your own, so you're kind of used to taking care of yourself, and so you know how best to manage your own shit. So roll 2d6 and add +2 to it.
So okay. I got 5, so 7.
7. Now I think I get to choose one on 7. Gain events, face danger, overturn, let's see. So let's go with you hide, but you leave something important behind to be discovered. What did you leave behind?
Um, hmm, I guess I want to say my lighter, but I don't know if that's too big of a thing.
Well, you won't have access to that tag for a while, but you will get it back. Like I'm not gonna let you lose that tag forever, but you
What
leave
could I?
your lighter.
What-
But that'll be more reason to go back and get it back later too. So that's a cool thing. So just make a note of that you left your light you dropped your lighter. Um, back to Mina.
Mm-hmm.
The temperature has dropped inexplicably. And through when you look up out the window you just came out, you see a little bit of fog just creeping into it.
Do I know Maurice powers well enough to draw that conclusion?
That is for you to decide.
Okay, well, I'll throw it back. Have I seen you do this before? Do you think I have?
with the fog.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't particularly. I don't think she would particularly care too much if. I think. I mean,
Okay.
she may have seen. I mean, I'm fine. I'm personally as a player, I'm comfortable if your character's aware of her ability to do it.
Okay.
Um,
In that case, I'm gonna quickly just look at the packing slip for one of the crates to figure out where it's going and make a quick exit.
The the manifest list or the packing slip that you see, it lists a lot of chemicals, many
Mm-hmm.
of which you're not aware of or not entirely sure what they are. There's also listings for hardware that could theoretically, based on context clues, be used for extreme physical augmentation.
Interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna take like pictures on my phone of like of what was on all this, so we can research it later, and then try to make a quick exit.
Right. Okay. So you get the pictures. Now, this quick exit is going to be definitely more difficult because as you're doing it, uh, you start hearing a door rattle, um,
Mm-hmm.
as if like an automatic door is being like turned on to come up like a garage door. Let's see. This is probably going to be taking the risk, as you're going to have to take the risk to get out of there without being noticed. Perform a dangerous task under pressure. As the
Okay.
automatic garage door starts to rise, fog slipping in under it as it slowly
Okay.
moving up, and you needing to find an escape route.
Okay. So which move is this?
Taking the risk,
Taking a risk.
I believe.
Okay.
Page 196.
Okay. I was just looking at the move sheet. Let me look at that real quick. 196. Roll plus power. Okay. Cool. Let me see if I have any tags that might apply here. Some of this, um, perhaps appearing at a moment's notice.
Mm.
um,
Explain to me how that works again.
Basically, the idea is I slip in and out of, I slip in and out of places incredibly quickly. Um,
Absolutely, yes, that
okay,
applies.
okay, and mask true identity. I don't think no.
I'll give it for the.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it for this one because like you not being seen as who you are is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
You could even theoretically do something like inconspicuous form.
Yeah, that's for my relic though. I mean, that explicitly applies to my relic, but
Right.
yeah. So I don't think it helps. But
Uh, duh, duh,
I'll,
duh, duh, duh.
I'm fine with just. I mean, I can roll with just the 2.
You can. Beautiful mystery might work too.
Okay.
Again.
Yeah, beautiful mystery. I mean, that helps. So okay, we'll see what happens. 8 on the dice plus 3 makes that an 11.
Yeah. So describe how you get out of here right as the garage door opens and Zach Demira, looking very bewildered about the fog and also a little not happy about it, as if they wonder if something's up,
Okay.
enters.
Yeah, she swipes 2 fingers across her eyes, and the sort of like red mask sort of, which is more of like an illusion than a physical thing. It's like a sort of like almost like a haze suggesting the shape of Sailor V's mask appears over her eyes, and she like moves with nearly like impossible speed and like sort of like leaps up through the open window. Again, and the last thing you see is she sort of like does like sort of like the weird like sort of like a leap leap feet forward or feet first to the window as she's sort of like twisting around. She's really just is just like blowing a kiss backward and winking, and then lands on the feet, lands her feet outside, um, rises up.
Amidst the fog.
Yep, amidst the fog, rises up to her full height, mask on, looking every bit just like the it girl she is, and walking away like nothing happened.
So from where y'all are hiding behind the crates, you see Mina pop back out like a freaking parkour master in heels, and then walking through the fog as if she doesn't have a care in the world. What do you two do? Because that was badass, Joey. I love that.
I go
The
cinematic sometimes, bruh.
strip aerobics is really working.
Well, I just like this idea when like she like does her masks shit, she like becomes Sailor V in that moment, and like Mina is gone.
Do you two
Um,
catch up to her? Do you watch? What are y'all doing?
After seeing her land, um, I guess I walk over to catch up and um, I guess I try to begin telling um, Mina about um, the sorry, I slipped his name slipping my brain, but
All good. Zach Demira.
that Zach Demira that she just narrowly missed him.
Of course we did. Of course we did. I think it might be time we pay Renee a visit. She might have had a sister she didn't tell us about.
Sounds like you may have found something inside that warehouse.
Mm, it's something to go on at least. Might put us in the right direction at the very least, but we need to move before our lovely friend finds us again.
So I guess we can walk and talk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I guess Mina starts telling me about
Yeah. I
what you
probably info
found.
dump like about like what I saw in the dossiers and
Yeah.
show him the pictures, the packing slip.
And I guess since Marcel has like information on forensics, um,
Sure.
Marcel's able to kind of identify some of the things, but not all of them. Like I guess knows like the chemicals, but maybe not the equipment.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'll give this to you without a roll. A lot of these chemicals are used for anesthesia, but also some of them are like medicines and other various things you would use for Botox and other types of plastic surgery. But like the amount they've ordered is on a level that is extremely alarming. And in conjunction with some of the equipment, they're doing very cutting edge. And again, respecting our lines of bills, we're not going to get into the practicalities of what they're doing. Extreme plastic surgery, but for what end you don't know. This goes beyond like cosmetic procedures and is really playing with like the fundamentals of what makes us human. um and it's just you're not quite sure what they're doing, but it's a little different than anything you've ever seen or heard of before, but it's in that definite beauty realm.
So I guess Marcel starts listing off the various chemicals and starts to get kind of in a tizzy about all the various uses for them before getting interrupted.
Okay, Marcel, I get it. You're passionate about this stuff, but I think right now our best bet is to check in with Renee because I saw her CV. She knows the science shit.
Yeah, maybe she'll be able to tell me what all this equipment's for.
For sure. And we might find out what her sister had to do with this. Because she was working for them too, much like the girl that got murdered.
If only we could find out their... Because we don't know their last name, right?
Oh, no, I have Renee's card, don't I?
She just wrote Renee on it.
Oh, okay. So I just the last initial. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So if we could find more about Renee and Samantha.
well, let we pay Renee a visit. If that's
Cool.
cool with everybody.
Okay. Yeah. So we're
Yeah.
gonna flash to arriving. Just to keep this little cinematic. Flash to arriving at Renee's building. It's in a very small district. That's kind of in between the Tens and Squid Town. A little quaint, a little kind of like picturesque, weirdly. For this city, but it's like a brownstone building, flowers and flower boxes on every level, um, beautifully maintained. But you approach the buzzer, and Renee Rencroft lives on the top floor.
Oh, okay. Well, no time like the present. We buzz. I buzz.
It's very quiet for a moment, and then right as you're about to like walk away, um, who is it?
My name is Mina Kim. We talked the other night about Oh, okay. I guess my reputation precedes me.
You walk into the building and there is an elevator. I'm not going to make you walk up 5 flights of stairs because I lived that. It is miserable and it is hell, and I would not wish that even upon a fictional character. And you get to the top floor and it's just one apartment.
Okay.
And as you knock on the door, it opens very quickly and she pulls the three of you inside, shuts the door very abruptly, locks it, deadbolts it, and puts a chain on and turns around to face you. It's been a while. Did you find out anything?
Few things. You didn't tell us your sister. What, did you know your sister was working for them? Samantha?
No, I know my sister's name. Well, she was. Well, I can't exactly find her.
That's not good.
Right. Um, but I will. I will. I'm sure she's fine. She went on a leave of
Find like a
absence.
roommate.
Marcel, don't go there. That's a
And at that point, Renee, Renee just starts sobbing.
Hey, hey, it's okay. Um, while she's sobbing, I'm gonna very quickly, because of what I saw in the thing, I'm just gonna open my compact and just shine a little bit of light on her forehead, just to check.
Roll me. There's that one supernatural move, right?
I still am learning all the moves for this. Let
I
me see.
am too.
Because there's a lot of them.
Look beyond the mist.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm trying to see if I have anything that will help me other than revealing true form. So I think it's probably the only one. Look beyond the mist. Okay, this move sheet is not complete. I'm sorry. I have to look at the actual book.
Yeah, I was actually talking to someone about City of Mist, and everyone loves it, but everyone finds it way too complicated.
Okay,
For what
where's
it does.
fucking okay, wait. Is it a cinematic move or a core move?
It's
Okay, here it
page
is. I found
184.
it. I found it. Okay, when you reach inside to get in touch with your mythos, you can feel the truth behind things without even knowing how. Play it out like the investigate move, but roll plus mythos instead. Okay, and I get clues equal to mythos. Okay, so my mythos is just the number of mythos tags I have, right?
I think it's not tags, but
Yeah.
uh,
Actual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
theme cards.
So I have 3. So okay, so I'm rolling plus 3 then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shitty roll. That's a 6. I was rolling good all night until the one that I had a fucking plus 3 on. That's awesome. Okay. So, okay, well, it doesn't say what happens in a miss. So I guess that just means you get to make a move.
Right. Let me look at my MC moves. One moment. Do.
And is this one of the games where you get like experience for rolling misses?
I believe so. I think you mark stress on your
Okay.
fade or crack on your relic. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, y'all should have been marking attention on your successes. We'll do that next time. I'll research advancement more. We're getting
Okay.
back into it. We're not going anywhere. We're good.
Well,
Okay,
I'll mark the
so
one fade at any rate.
cool. Hmm. I'm gonna turn your move against you.
Okay.
Um, so basically, the action succeeds too well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the PC receives more than you can handle.
Ooh.
So you flash this compact at her, and for a second, you see yourself and her reflected back in it.
Mm-hmm.
Except you're not you.
Mm.
You're a very tall blonde woman standing next to a little girl who also again is crying, and all she is saying, but where has mommy gone? And you are completely sucked into this, what you now realize is a memory
Ooh.
of a time long ago before flashing out. And you have the distinct impression that you were not exactly a caregiver for this woman standing next to you, but kind of like a big sister to her.
Oh, weird. Weird. Okay, weird. Hey, oh, okay. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Hey. I'm sure whatever happened, if we can help your sister in any way, we're going to help her. I promise you.
She starts calming down and nodding and just like slowly like getting words out, saying, "I've been getting so many calls that hang up. I feel like I'm being watched. And I know it's the Darkman Collective. I know they're doing something wrong, and I don't know what it is or how to get out from under them."
I know they're stockpiling certain chemicals, and I show her like the pictures on my phone. Looking at these, do you have any idea what they might be trying to do?
She takes your phone from you and is like flipping through the photos, like making pictures bigger to read text, all through her tears, which are subsiding.
Mm.
I can only make some guesses, but I'm not entirely sure.
Anything's better than nothing.
Have you ever seen the Stepford Wives or Reddit?
Yes.
I essentially think that that the business that they're trying to open is ultimately to make a cookie cutter bride, as it were.
Like,
Bride comes in, or
Mhm.
girl comes in, stressed about her body, stressed about her image, leaves looking fabulous, but slowly but certainly they all start looking the same. Think beauty influencers.
Ooh. If I wanted that, I'd be
Although I
living in
don't.
LA.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Connecticut.
Ellie's a little. She, when you say or Connecticut, she looks up at you and tilts her head a little bit. You remind me of someone, but I can't figure out who. But he has a point. Those two cities are a little too on the nose. To get something like this off the ground, you need to start smaller. Make it more subversive that way. Get everyone looking the same, then you can get everyone to do the same thing.
So
It's
you're
all
saying
about
there's also
control.
there's a thought. Okay, sorry. Yep, you said it.
That's out of my purview, though. It's not the science that I do.
Is it the science
Although
your sister did?
she did dealt more with genetics, but yes, I mean, I presume that's the next step. Understand how the body works, then understand how to make it do what you want.
Hmm. So if we have an idea of what they wanted to do, maybe we have an idea of what they were doing to Samantha.
Or Samantha knew too much? Either way, I'm sorry. Samantha's the sister. Suzanne's the roommate, right?
Yes.
Susan was the roommate.
Susan was
Samantha's
the
the
roommate. Samantha's
sister.
sister. Okay, cool. Sorry. Okay. And it seems like they went for Susan because she knew too much. Renee, we need to find your sister. If she was if she thought she was in danger, do you have any idea where she might go?
She shakes her head slowly. I mean, I checked her boyfriend. I checked the family home. She's if unless they have her, she's gone completely to ground. I don't know how to find her.
Mm,
She
okay.
won't pick up her phone. She won't email back. Nothing. I'm getting really, really worried about her.
All right. Well, go look towards my two friends. Um, luckily we have an all-star. Luckily between the three of us, we have someone who knows everyone, a master detective, and a hacker extraordinaire. If anyone can find her, I think it's us.
She nods a little and goes to her desk and opens the drawer and hands you a small black zipped uh book.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this was Samantha's.
Okay.
When you open and flip through it, it's contacts, notes, appointments, a date book, basically.
Mm-hmm. This is good. We can make something happen with this. I tossed it to Marcel because that's probably more his field than mine.
I take a look through it and notice there's scribbles in the corner of each page that look like they might be some sort of pattern.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, let's do. We'll look at these moves here real quick. I like that. That's cool. uh, yeah, let's do an investigate again. That's a really good one. Depends on how you want to go about this. Do you want it to be more mystical or do you want it to be more practical?
Um, I'm not sure. I guess more. I guess maybe more practical.
Okay, cool. So let's do some investigation. I do think your preternatural clarity could apply to this. I know that's a supernatural thing, but I think your mind clears as you're looking at data. I think extreme attention to detail matters, or applies rather, and yeah, I think those two are probably the best two for you. So you're gonna roll 2d6 plus 2.
Okay. Oh, 11, so 13.
Yeah. Wait, that's dynamite, isn't it?
I
Well,
think you
plus
have to
is
get.
dynamite.
I think we discounted last time. Like, there's a specific improvement you need for dynamite, but I'll double check.
We'll figure that out in the
Yeah.
next game. So you get to ask me 2 questions. Oh, why is that opening? I don't want that to open. Sorry, my Safari window just randomly opened.
I guess. Does Samantha have? Um, um, sorry. Because we're trying to figure out what the pattern means. I guess, do we have access to Samantha's email? Oh, hold on, I can't hear you.
I was muted because the dogs are about to bark any second. I was trying to avoid it. Theoretically, you could get access to her email. You have a hacker here, and you also have her sister here. So that's
Okay.
something that you could at least be able to get into theoretically. In your second question. And by theoretically, like there would have to be a major failure of a roll to not get access to her email.
Okay.
So second question.
Um, uh, mm, um, I'm not sure. Um, mhm. Sorry. I guess I'm not sure what.
Okay, well, and I'll throw you a clue
Sorry.
here then. As you're looking at the pattern in her date book, you're noticing about every week and a half she has like a little notation on a particular date. And next to it, and you're realizing that the symbols change, and as you're kind of diving through it, you're realizing that this is code for like a timestamp. and that she is doing something at 4 p.m. every 9 days.
Okay, 4 p.m. every 9 days. Um,
And it's at that moment, because it is 10 and I wanted to get a little bit of a wrap down time.
Mm-hmm.
Mina, you get a call from Artie.
Go.
Hey, yeah, Miss Kim. Yeah, we have a little bit of a situation down here at the lounge. You seem to have gotten a delivery. It's a brick through the window, and there's a lighter taped to it.
A lighter.
Marcel, when you hear lighter, you're realizing you haven't smoked in a while, and when you go to reach for your lighter, it's not in your
I realize.
pocket. And that's where we're gonna end for the night.
You don't fuck with my club.
Okay, cool. So that was our session 1 of the Serenity Files. I know that I need to research advancement stuff. Everyone did really, really, really well tonight. I feel like we are back on track. We'll play again in July. That'll be July 30th, which will be exciting. Are we still good with the once a month? I know we kind of got off track because of various things going on, but I feel like now that we're back in it, that's pretty good. Does that work for everyone?
If we hit it though, if we actually hit the once a month, I think that's good for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Do we have any questions, concerns, or anything that we need to pay attention to for game moving forward? I know it was a little bit touch and go here tonight just because it's been so long, but I feel like we finally found a rhythm about once we got started a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it. I just need to figure out I just need to figure out how some of these rules work, but that'll come with time, I think.
Yeah, I've been talking to people about City of Mist. People love City of Mist. I love City of Mist. It's a great game, but with this whole PBTA plus Fate kind of mix, it does make it a little bit more nebulous in figuring out how it works exactly, I think.
It is yeah, it's definitely a different kind of mix, but that's okay.
Second.
Logan, I'm
Um,
gonna have to go ahead and just go. I'm sorry, guys.
yeah,
No problem. Do
absolutely,
what you have
Dave.
to do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and have a good night, everyone. Join us next month. You heard the date. We'll be back. And Kim, you can take us out. That'd be good.